This is my Paris Bible, and here's how you're going to spend the perfect 2 days in Paris. Paris is huge. You can't see it all in 2 days, but you can make the most of it. The Seine River runs directly through the middle of Paris, splitting it up into Rive Gauche and Rive Droite, right and left, and we're going to start on the right side. Of course, you need to see the Eiffel Tower, but instead of going right up under it, we're actually going to go to the Champs-Élysées and climb all the way to the top of the Arc de Triomphe. This is where you'll find the best views of Paris. I know you want to go shopping, but skip it on the Champs-Élysées. I'm going to take you somewhere even better. For a closer view to the Eiffel Tower and a great photo spot, walk about 15 minutes or bike to Montmartre. Next, head over to the Louvre. If you actually went through the entire Louvre, it would take you 13 days, but to see the highlights, I would block off about 2.5 hours. Or if that's really not your thing, at least just go to see the outside. Grab lunch in the first arrondissement, still staying relatively close to the Louvre. I also recommend visiting my favorite bookstore, Librairie Galliani. It's one of the oldest English bookstores in the city. Then we're gonna head into Jardin des Tuileries. There's a ton of good coffee shops nearby, so I love grabbing a cup of coffee and then sitting in the garden to chill for a bit. I hope you're relaxed enough because now it's time to shop. You can easily walk, bike, or metro over to Les Marais. This is the best area to go shopping. Not only will you find every brand here, you'll also discover new ones, boutiques, vintage stores, thrift stores, department stores. Now moving away from the center, you're gonna head over to Montmartre. There's also great shopping here. Obviously be mindful of pickpocketers, enjoy a nice dinner in this charming little area, and then go grab yourself a bottle of wine and enjoy the sunset from the steps of Sacré-Cœur. Day 2, we're mostly going to focus on Rive Gauche, which is the left side of Paris. Start the day off in Saint-Germain-des-Prés, get breakfast at Les Deux Magots. It is a bit touristy, but you know what? It's famous for a reason, and they have the most amazing coffee. This neighborhood's one of my favorites to stroll around, then head into Jardin du Luxembourg. After that, go over to the Pantheon. Next door to it is also one of the most gorgeous churches in Paris, called Église Étienne du Mont. I highly recommend you pop in here before strolling back down the river towards Notre Dame. Although it's still under construction, you can see a lot. You can also run into Shakespeare and Company before heading over to Musée d'Orsay for another museum moment. This one's one of my favorites in Paris, and you can get through the whole thing in like 2 hours. It's a lot less overwhelming than the Louvre. Now you might be a bit exhausted. It's the perfect time for a boat tour. You can find a great one at any budget. This private one I did is with Green River Cruises, but there's so many on like TripAdvisor, all of those websites. You can find some for as cheap as 10 euros. After dinner, to end your trip with a bang, nothing screams Paris like a cabaret show. Crazy Horse is one of the best places to see this. I recommend booking the option with champagne for an unforgettable end to your Paris experience.